Hi there, this is Jen, and thanks for joining me today. Today we are going to make a really fun card and a fun background using some images and some different techniques. And so we're going to be creating this card today with this cute little character. And you might be surprised to find out that this is actually a digital image. And these are all illustrated by the very talented Elena Zinski, and she's got a fun, quirky style, and you might be familiar, or these might look familiar to you if you have bought any paper artsy stamp sets, because she has illustrated for them. And these are all in her Etsy shop. So if you're interested in checking out everything she has, I encourage you to go ahead and check out the link in the description below. This set that I am working with today is called Bits and Bobs. I have several other sets I will be working with as well. These happen to be colored, and I picked these because this is one way with digital images to make really quick and easy cards. I didn't modify these. I didn't do anything with these other than print them on my inkjet printer. So not a laser printer, just a color inkjet Canon printer. And some of these I printed on hammer mill, and some of them I printed on just printer paper. And the image I'm using today is actually printed on a printer paper. But if you're interested in digital images or learning more, I have a video that kind of explains a lot of the different benefits of using them. I will link that below as well. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as the video goes on. But I've gone ahead and I've started out, and we're going to create the background first. And so I have grabbed a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, a piece of Bristol smooth cardstock, and I have used my anti-static bag on that and added some embossing ink to that 6x6 stamp, and now I'm adding some ultra fine white embossing powder, and I'm just going to rub off a little bit of the area so it doesn't look so clean, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will grab my heat tool and heat up that embossing powder so that it melts. And then I had this bright idea to go ahead and use some temporary tape to add, or to make it easier for me to go ahead and add some clear embossing powder to these leaves. It didn't really make it that much easier. Usually I would just take my little tweezer tool and hold them, but I was trying to do all three at once. I'm actually using UT. This is a very old bottle that I got from somebody that was selling stuff years ago. And so it's this huge bottle. It's UT is ultra thick embossing enamel. And so if you layer this up, it creates this really beautiful kind of glossy effect. And so I went ahead and I added some VersaFine watermark ink, or Versamark, I can't even think of what the name of that is, embossing ink to all of the leaves. And now I am just taking my little craft spoon and adding that UT to all of the leaves, and then heating that up. And it probably is kind of hard to tell on the camera, but it gives us a really pretty shiny look. And then I'll just trim off any of that excess powder that got stuck to the tape and the leaves. And then I'm going to take some Lavinia inks. I'm using the colors Sundance, Merlot, and Violet Chalk. And I'm just kind of rubbing them across that right-hand side of that panel. And then I'll take a little bit of water to kind of move that ink around to create that background. And while I'm doing this, I wanted to let you know that I will be working with these images and the other image sets that I have, just showing some different ways that digital images can be used. Today I'm using them in a really basic way, just basically printing them out and adding them to the card. There are lots of other ways that digital images can be used. So I hope you check back with me over the next month, month and a half while I go through some different ways that these images can be used. And the images that I'm using today are already pre-colored for the most part. There is one image that is black and white, but all of the rest of them are already pre-colored. And Elena does have images that are just black and white that you can print off and color yourself. And there are many different ways to kind of manipulate the images, to create layouts, different things that you can do. And like I mentioned, I will be going over those different techniques and ways that you can use digitals coming up here in the next few weeks. So I'll probably do a video a week with these images to show just how wonderful they can be. And if you have any questions about digital images, feel free to go ahead and leave a comment on this video, or you can also send me questions through my email, which is in the description of this video, and I will do my best to answer those in the upcoming videos. So as we get back to the card, I have gone ahead and finished coloring, and I am once again adding some Versamark, and I'm going to go ahead and cover the entire panel with more of that ultra thick enamel or embossing powder, pretty much the same. And I love the effect that it gives when you just put one layer of the powder on the card, because it gives these really nice little bumps and bubbles, and I just think it gives a really cool texture. If you go ahead and layer it several times, it will smooth out and give you this really glossy, pretty finish, but that's not what I was looking for today. And because there's a little bit more weight and material on the panel, I wanted to go ahead and make sure that the base was a little bit stronger, and so I am using some double-sided adhesive sheets to go ahead and attach to I believe this is 120 pound cardstock, and then I'll go ahead and add the panel to that just to give it some strength. And then for the edges of the card, I'm going over with my dauber and some Distress Oxide in tea dye, and then some black soot. And then I'll go ahead and start adding the different elements to my card. As I mentioned earlier, the image I'm using today is printed on just regular printer computer paper. It's not a cardstock. It's not hammer mill. This is one of the ones that I just printed on regular printer paper. And so I did add a thin piece of foam to the back of that just to make it a little more sturdy, so that I could add it to the card. And then I'm just grabbing some different sheets of paper from my stash that I have torn. And to adhere all of this, because the background is pretty textured and slick, I wanted to go ahead and use a different adhesive to make sure that everything stayed well adhered. And so I am using this 3-in-1 glue from Beacon. And it's a fantastic glue to use if you're not just doing paper against paper. You've got different texture or different maybe bulky elements that you're adding. It's really great for adhering that kind of thing. And so I've gone ahead and basically put the card together. For the sentiment, I used my Dymo label maker just to create a sentiment that says happy birthday. I'm going to finish this off with a little bit of glitter to the cheeks and the nose. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this gets you excited about using digital images. And I hope you check back with me over the next coming weeks to see more and learn more. But if you did like this video or find it informative, I would love a thumbs up. As always, I thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to spend with me, and I hope to see you next time.